just want to do a cruise through, see, who all would be participating, how this poor incident, what has happened to Sebastian, whatever has happened, and wherever he may be affected, this yard sale. Now you see the signs right here, and the yard sale I found out from a local is a yearly thing, an annual thing, springtime, spring cleaning, if you will, getting ready for the summer. But of course, last May they would not have done this out of respect of Sebastian being missing. So I guess a year from now, and really no clues as which way to go, right or left, in trying to find Sebastian. You'll see right here too, there'll be a sign right there at Stafford saying garage sale. And people want to get rid of their stuff, clean up, and feel like a little bit of a normalcy, right? So here's to the left. This is the home, I say in the video, directly behind Sebastian's home. So they had something going on. They had people out in the yard, garage sale, if you will. Not many going on here. But you get up as we start going up. This is Kellen. As we start going up, Kellen, look to the right here, the blue tarp, the blue tent. That home is also having one. And that home, most people know, that's where the Uber car, watch the mob crew, that's where the Uber driver had pulled in to pick this person up to go to the airport. That's also, I believe, where there's footage of the trash truck going by and maybe even, a car. So this is the, the infamous turn that we believe the 3 a.m. car did the turn here. I didn't go down that road because they're cutting trees. So I just did a turn here. And all this is really important because you see I'm having to back up and it's just seconds, right? Like it takes me this long to do this and this long to do that. So as I start going back down Kellen with the cars parked on the sidewalks, on the curb because of the yard sales, you'll see we're about to meet a car. And I'll talk about this in a minute. Could be absolutely nothing, but they allow us to come by. We wave, black Dodge Ram truck. We go on by. Okay, so that's where that video ends. It's a loop on a dash cam. If you're familiar, this loops every 5 minutes. So here you'll see us pick up exactly. As soon as it loops, it starts right back where it is. So we're coming down Kellen now, much like we've driven before in the nighttime. You've probably seen on the mob crew the video of that. But it's a very nice neighborhood, especially it's a beautiful day. You'll see them. I have a search video, new place that I'll post later, possibly tomorrow. And so here we're taking the turn. Beautiful neighborhood, though, beautiful day on Saturday. Of course, this is the house with the flashlight video. This is the area of the flashlight. And the dash cam does fairly well on the width of the wide angle, but you still can't like turn it to see certain things. So you turn this corner, and then this is going to be Sebastian's home. The first thing you'll see, Chris's truck sticking out. You'll see Sebastian's sign, flyer, right there. It is in there. And then something happens right then. And it's kind of shocking to us. This is why I wish the audio was good, because we're commenting on it. So we make our way up. There's no much going on. Really, there's only 2, maybe a third one on Kellen, and there's only one here on Stafford. So it's in the cul-de-sac right at the end, as you can see, up the road, up the driveway. They have some stuff, and we stopped here to see what kind of stuff they had. And we honestly too, that was the third reason. If we saw something that caught our eye, then we would have looked to see if we were going to purchase anything. So we looked at that. We looked up the driveway. We didn't see anything, but something was going on behind us that was also, we weren't sure what was happening. So we'll see that in a minute. I just want to run through. This is the front dash cam view. We're coming back down Stafford. As you can see, there's not really more, but look at this. Look who's coming here now. Just as we get to Sebastian's home, CP truck, the RV, there's the Dodge Ram again. See the poster in the yard. Way to go, guys. Still having your son's poster up. And then we come back to the end of Stafford, and we stop here for a few seconds. And basically at this point, not to bore anyone, we turn and we go out of the neighborhood, right? And that's it. Now, as we all know from previous videos with my dash cam, it shoots front, as you're seeing here. It shoots rear. Remember the time I went by and Katie, allegedly was Katie, coming out of, did I do the disclaimer? I think I did the disclaimer. Let me do the disclaimer again, just to make sure I have the disclaimer. I'll throw this back up here. The content in this video is for informational purposes only. Everything you see in this video is alleged, and in my opinion, not to be taken as fact. Okay? Thank you for your support. I also throw the disclaimer up too, because there's Sebastian Rogers. Say his name. I throw it up too because what I'm about to show you now, just want to make sure I'm on public property, and I'm, the dash cam is videoing. So much like when I went by the house many, many months ago, and everyone likes to talk about the car that possibly could be the car at 3 a.m. in my video. Well, this is what's going to happen now. What typically happens is I see things forward, right? I don't have another camera running. You can't turn we can't turn and look at anything. If someone was standing on that front porch, we wouldn't see them in this video. But as we go by, I do have a rear camera, and it catches things. So now let's take a look at that. The first thing you're going to see, there's 2 things I want to note. They got a Bigfoot thing here. I like this neighbor here. A huge Bigfoot. He's kind of under a tree. I don't know how long that's been there, but it caught my eye. But right here where I grabbed the video from the rear, you'll see this is that Dodge Ram. You saw us go by. And now that's that Ram. And so I'm not saying, I'm driving through, right? So I don't know if they were there for the yard sale. I don't know if they said, hey, just take this time because there is a yard. I thought there would be more vehicles maybe driving around. This was, like I said, 11:30, and I believe they started at 7 a.m. and it went to maybe 2 p.m. But so anyway, let's just watch. I'm not going to say anything. Watch the video, and then we'll see what kind of comments we can make. I will say this: we're coming down Kellen, so we just passed. That's a reference point, just passing the thing. You can see the house off to the right that had the video footage that was having their garage sale. We'll be coming by the house shortly right here. That's right behind Sebastian's home, directly behind. We all know that home. There it is. They have their stuff going on. And we're about to take the turn now right onto Stafford, where a 3 a.m. car, all that happened. And now we'll be taking, as you get on Stafford, take the turn. You have one home to the right before you see Sebastian's home. And as we approach Sebastian's home and we look over, we see this. Did you see it? Keep watching. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time I've ever, in person, seen KP's car. And you see, it's coming out. Now, allegedly, that's why the disclaimer's on the wall. It looks like KP's car. It comes out of KP's home. It was backed in. We're going to go back and see it again, but it was backed in. It pulled out front ways. We stopped here, as you saw in the first video, to look at the stuff and watch. Is she driving? That's the title of the thing. Was this KP? Someone's driving. Is CP driving? It appears to me from stopping the video, there's only one person in the car. Now, at this point, I'm not trying to be ego that they even know who I am. I'm trying to find their son. I don't really care to see them. I want to find their son, their stepson and son. By the way, let me stop right here. There goes, watch, there goes the round truck. Poster in the driveway, that's great. So we go, and it looks like from here, we'll go back and look at it, that they may stop and check the mail. So at this point, I don't know if they were coming out without us coming by, but when my car went by, is there any way they may know of my black SUV? And then I've been through the neighborhood. So I get to the stop, and I need to punch in directions where I'm going next. So we sat here for about 20 seconds and wasn't sure what was going to happen. And then you'll see, allegedly, the car coming. And about the time it's getting close to us, I've got my directions in, and I go to turn right to leave the neighborhood. And I did not know what this car was going to do, but we can watch for ourselves. Here it is. And they go left, or she goes left, or he goes left. So at this point, I'll stop and say, real quick for me, has nothing to do with Silver's on the scene. Either KP, either CP, either both of them, or someone else, allegedly, because you can't make it out. If you can freeze frame it, I can't see. The rear cam is not as clear as the front cam. Probably couldn't have seen it on the front cam either. It just appears to be her car. My thoughts are she was driving through the neighborhood to see, the yard sale. Maybe it was just as simple as, I'm going to stop at the yard sale or see who's doing the yard sale, because she's obviously going, or he's going, or whoever's driving this car is going back through the neighborhood. Now, I'll continue, and then we'll go back. As we get to the stop sign, because it is a stop sign, Kellen and New Long Hollow Pike, there's a lot of vehicles coming, and I'm still seeing if I need to go right or left based on the GPS. And you see who comes up behind me. So we had this truck, by about 20 seconds, maybe 10 to 20 seconds. It may be nothing. We drove through, right? It may be someone looking for a yard sale deal, a lawnmower, or something that if it doesn't stick out to them, there's no reason to stop. But the vehicle here did exactly what we did, which was drive up Kellen, turn around, drive back down Kellen, turn on the Stafford, turn around the cul-de-sac. We paused in the cul-de-sac for about 20 seconds. I think it was. We could go back and count, looking at that, what was for sale. And then we came out, and then we had about a 10 to 20 second pause again. So we were about 40 seconds ahead of them, maybe. Anybody knows who drives this black round truck? Not saying they're doing anything, but allegedly, I don't know what they were doing. So I just thought that was just another. So it's really two things. So let's go back to this. So here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll stop right here and say, this is the second time this has happened to me where I go by the home. And a lot of people believe that wasn't Katie way back then, and it might not have been. I don't know. It could have been her friend, who we know there was a car from Illinois there. But there's this knack. I've only been by maybe a half a dozen times, but for her to be coming out at the same time I'm coming by, it's weird. It's just a coincidence, but it always asks me, what does it mean? It's like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm trying to find her son, right? Are these occurrences saying to me, stop and say to her, hey, you want to help me find your son? Or can you give me some insight on finding your son, right? Maybe that's what I'm missing. I don't know. I thought to myself, should I got out of the car in the cul-de-sac and said, hey, I don't know if you know who I am, but I've been looking for your son. I'm about to go look for your son, and I have a location, but do you have a different location? So anyway, let's just move forward. I'm going to move it forward. And as we come by, you can see at this point, this is your thumbnail for the most part. It's the second garage door. And Katie obviously has backed in, at least this time. Don't know if she does it all the time, but she's backed in. She's pulling out of the garage. Allegedly it's her. Someone's pulling out of the garage. What in what appears to be her vehicle. RV is here. The van is there, work van. CP's truck, and looks like it's kind of looks like the driveway is just narrow enough for one car, so it's blocking this garage door, and it's kind of in the grass. So from here she stops, which I think she's waiting for her garage door. If you watch the garage door come down, okay, and it starts coming down right there. She then moves her car further out, and at this point, in my opinion, what I believe, whoever's driving this car is like, okay, I want to check on the yard shell. Should I go down Kellen first or do my own road first? Which then I believe they obviously decide to come down this road, Stafford first. So what happens here, we'll just do this count. So we get here, and I've realized that she's turned because I can see that she's coming this way. And so I'm like, as I said, do it. So I stop the car, 20 seconds. I think it was 19. So let's just see how long I'm sitting there. It's 10 seconds right now. So for about 10 or 11 seconds, I sit there. I move up a little bit. I sit again, just a few seconds. The question is, had I sat there, would whoever's driving this car had just sat behind me? And as you watch, they don't really look. I mean, it's really quick to figure out. I mean, there's not much there, as you can see, for sale. But let's just watch. It's kind of not really a pause. So I don't know. I mean, they're not doing anything. If they came down because of my car, then no one did anything, right? No one got out of the car, all that. And it appears as coming back down, now there's an opportunity to check the mail, because you can just pull up to the mailbox, and there goes the black Ram truck. But it looks like at this point you see how the car's turning? It looks like it goes to the mailbox to me. Okay, and we take the turn. Now we can't see. So, but I believe whoever was driving, I believe that the possibilities are more Katie than anyone driving the car, and was just out to see, who's participating in the yard sale, looking for a steal of a deal or something. And then that's it. And I can't tell if there's two people in the car or one. So there you go. Like the thumbnail says, was it Katie? Was it KP? I don't know. And I don't know if one day something in this video can help find and bring Sebastian home, but I just thought I'd share it. And, the great thing about these videos too is with all the recent, court things, and it was a great outcome with Bullhorn Betty. Congratulations, Andrea. Congratulations, Bullhorn Betty. Hope you watch this and can hear that. But it was a great, win for YouTubers, creators, because, and then you have a video like this to where you see that, there's nothing keeping anyone from driving through this neighborhood. So if you want to, look, we'll stop right there. Look, Look at that. I will say this, and I'll give the Proudfeet credit. The sign used to be right up here. It's kind of blocked by this coming down. The sign used to be right here. It's standing more straight, and you can see it better. And I'm noticing right now their mailbox is actually open. And so that they may have noticed that on the way by and stopped over to get it. So we'll just watch one more time. We'll let it play. You can rewind it yourself and watch. But I wonder if, a couple of questions I have. Does Katie always back into the garage? Is that something, I mean, for my samples for my job, I back into my garage. It's easy for me to unload them through my SUV hatchback. It's easier to unload anything if you have groceries or whatever, if you back in. So I'm just curious if she backs in. Maybe it's a standard practice. Makes it easier when she pulls out. But she was obviously, or whoever, allegedly, right? We got to make sure we say that. Whoever was here, whoever was driving this car was backed in. Somebody backed the car in. And of the times I've been, not that it means anything, right? People can park any way they want to park their own. I can't make out who's driving. I've tried. But people, I've always seen CP's truck to the left, looking at the home, in front of the RV, and then the van beside it. And then you never see Katie's car because she's always in the garage. Here comes the Dodge Ram. Probably has nothing to do with nothing, but there's Sebastian's poster, his home. Trespassing sign is still up, no trespassing. And that's it. So what do you think? I find it's odd sometimes when you run into people. Is it meant for a purpose to talk to them? Could this have been the day that I, kindly said to, if this is Katie, hey, I just want to say, hey, first of all, I hate that Sebastian's missing. Second of all, is there anything you can tell me to help me find him? Third of all, I'm about to go look for him. Do you want to go with me? Maybe I should have done that. And maybe that's where I need to get better. But at the same time, with the case with Betty and with other things and how they've been and no trespassing, and even though it's public property, cul-de-sac or not, you never know with these two. And I would love to think I could approach them and get help to find their son, but in my opinion, I don't know if that would be the case. So I think inside I know that subconsciously, and I just stay away. But first time to see the vehicle, possibly first time to see her if it is her driving. And there it is. Yard sale at Sebastian's neighborhood, Saturday, May 17th, 2025.